Hi, I am Stacy St. Clair. Thank you for joining us at Soulstream Media. I have a special guest today, Dr. Tom Lankering. Dr. Lankering, I've known for many years. He's been featured in Mind, Body, Soul magazine. He is a brain-based bioenergetic chiropractor dedicated to helping people reclaim their vitality by restoring balance. Wake up the happy brain. For 25 years, Dr. Lankering hosted the Aspen-based TV show Healthy Lifestyles. Dr. Lankering's innovative approach also extends into performance and flow state training. Dr. Lankering has two signature online programs, 6 biohacking secrets to feel younger and have more energy, and the second one, Regain Your Zest for Life. Each program reflects his core mission, which I'm very familiar with. Dr. Lankering is really dedicated to helping people unlock more energy, vitality, bioenergetic function. Dr. Lankering, thank you so much for joining me on Soulstream Media. I know you have an exciting launch happening with Brain Tap today or tomorrow. Tell us about that, and then we want to hear more about how you can help our viewers reclaim their health and vitality through the brain-body balance.
Great. Yeah. Stacy, great to be here with you. Great to see you and appreciate getting together to share the information here. I'm very excited about the new program with BrainTap, Mastering Skiing. The Mountain Dance is the name of the program. I've been skiing for a long time, and I've always felt that, it's exciting. It's an exciting relationship between the skier and the mountain and working with the forces. So many people are stressed and working against the mountain and working harder, and I never thought skiing was something we should be working at. So BrainTap is a fascinating technology that I work with. I've been working with it for, I don't know, 8 or 10 years or so. And BrainTap was really a turning point for me in my career as far as with chiropractic. I always thought the chiropractic model for health was the best health model out there, as far as from above down and through the spinal cord and out to all the cells and tissues in the area. And if there was interference, it interfered with how the body functioned. And so that was great, but I always thought, well, gee, what if there's something going on up here that isn't quite right? And that message going out through the body gets distorted. Then what? And so when I met Dr. Patrick Porter, who developed BrainTap and started working as far as brain health and brain fitness, I was like, you know what? That's the missing link that I've been working with. Because basically, when the brain is balanced, the body's balanced. When the brain is not balanced, the body's not balanced. Because the brain controls and regulates everything in the body. I know we can talk about the heart and the gut and so forth, but really, the brain is key to all that. So the BrainTap technology uses light and sound technology to help with neuroplasticity, which means that the brain can shift gears, because that's one of the things we'll end up talking about here, as well as neurogenesis, which means that new neural pathways can be created. So there are over 2,000 programs, now 2007, with my skiing program, because the different modules in the program really help about putting the brain of the skier into a flow state, because basically the four major brain waves. There are the beta waves, the high beta waves, which are the stress and the alert. And then there's the alpha, which is the flow. And then theta, which is light sleep or meditation, and delta or deep sleep. So for example, even though the brain regulates the whole body, it has a challenge regulating itself. So it's kind of like if you were driving around San Francisco stuck in second gear, wouldn't be very good. But that's the way a lot of people's brains are functioning, because it gets stuck in this fight or flight mode. Think of it, right? If people are having issues with sleeping, which a lot of people do, you have your beta
Well,
waves, your high stress
can
waves,
I
right? Yeah.
interject
Sure,
about
I'm sorry.
brain
Yeah.
tap? I love the brain tap, which you introduced me to. I loved it so much. Christmas of 22, I bought everyone in the family a brain tap, which is a headset, and
Right.
you hook it with your phone and your Bluetooth, which is so great. Then you can choose, what you needed. And I used it every single day. It was very dedicated every single day for 12 months, my first subscription. And I interjected here because of the sleep, because could not sleep through the night after divorce in 2020. This, triggered everything in my nervous system. And so BrainTap I mean, it really probably saved my life. I don't want to be dramatic, but it really, I had so much come up with that divorce in 2020 that I don't know what I would have done without it. And so then, yes, I bought the family members the brain tap,
Right.
and then we've given them away, at many parties. And for the price, it's just worth every penny. Is there still a free trial, 7 day?
Actually, it's a 30-day free
A
trial.
30-day
Yeah,
free trial.
30
Okay.
day free
I
trial,
will
right?
put that, we'll put that in the comments for everyone that's watching. I
Yeah,
will
so
do that
people can
afterwards.
do that, or they can go to my website at lankeringchiropractic.com and
Okay.
the tab for brain tap, and the link is there to be able to do that. So sorry, I get all excited about the brain
No,
tap
I know, and I want you to
because it is
continue,
life
but I
changing.
wanted to let the audience know how impactful this brain tap. It's a headset apparatus, and you have the app on your phone, and then you can pick from these, what you were saying, how many thousands of programs, and it is a game changer. It's life changing. So we will put the 30-day free trial in the link below, or you can go, Dr. Lankering, tell them your website address again.
Lankering Chiropractic, that's Lankering, chiropractic.com. And so on the site, there's a tab for brain tap, and you can click on that, and the link will take them there to the
Perfect.
30-day
Okay.
trial.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you so much. I have to
Yeah,
get
no,
that.
you get it. I mean, it is. It's life changing for people who use it, whether it be for sleep or PTSD or anxiety or
Mm-hmm.
cognitive function and sports performance. And, it's huge. Weight loss is another very
Mm-hmm.
successful program. So I'm excited to hear that you've had that kind of result because it's wonderful. It
I
really is
am sleep.
exciting.
Yeah, I started sleeping through the night at
Uh-huh.
about probably 10 months. I mean, it took some time. I talk about PTSD. It was like I just had everything under the sun was triggered, and yeah, and I am healthier and more vital than ever, thanks
Isn't that
to
great?
you
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
and
exciting to hear.
Brain Tap. And yeah, I just love it that you're part of Brain Tap and you have this new program coming out with them. So that was really exciting news to me today. So what else besides Brain Tap? So we are coming into the holidays and the new year, and people are making, we do gear up. I mean, I am always going to be about self-improvement. That's what I'm really passionate about, and I want to live my fullest life and be, of service in the best way I can. So I know you have a weight loss program going, and what else are you excited about? Resources do you have people for the new year to help, with their resolutions, weight loss, or
Right.
just higher
Right.
performance
Well,
in
the
every
Regain Your
aspect?
Zest for Life program that you mentioned is a free challenge that I'll be doing in January. And that'll be 3 days, and that'll be an overview of, 6 different areas that I work with: mindset, bring the body back to balance, brain fitness, nutrition, exercise, and detox. And I think that those are really, if you can work with that, it's a great foundation to work with. I've been doing a lot of the weight loss, because a lot of people are on this Wegovy and Ozempic and these semaglutide drugs, which
Yeah.
have just horrible side effects.
And they
And
know
so
it, where the side effects are known, and people keep ordering it up, even though
yeah,
it's not like a disclosure. The TV ads for pharmaceuticals have disclosures, possible death or whatever.
yeah.
These are known, studied already effects, and yeah, but
And so
yeah.
when I saw people doing that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just think, it's another quick fix, which I love. We all love a quick fix or a jump start, maybe. If we truly are obese, I think, maybe that could be helpful. But it's like people that win the lottery, 3 years later, they're back to where they were financially. So I think that's the experience over and over with people, those of us that have had issues, and I have had issues with overeating and weight. It just had to be an internal shift, which again, I got to plug Brain Tap. Also, it didn't just help me sleep and get through my trauma of my divorce and everything it brought up. It also, just naturally my physical body is in as better shape than ever too. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you can sleep better, sleep plays a big role as far as weight control. Different things that we're looking at, let's just say weight or sleep or different things. I'm thinking in terms as far as the brain. And so a lot of what I work with, I call it foundational health. Because let's say you're going to build a little cabin or a big mansion or whatever, what's the first thing you have to build? Is the foundation, right? And
Foundation.
so starting with the foundation, so some people come into my office and they're like, I want to put the windows in today. It's like, no, we got to put the foundation in first. Or they're like, I want to put the roof on today. It's like, no, we have to put the foundation in first, right? And a lot of that foundation deals with the imbalance, especially as far as the brain, because there's that fight or flight survival mode called the sympathetic nervous system. And then there's your rest and your digest and your recover and recuperate called the parasympathetic. But like I mentioned before, when the brain, it's like a fire alarm, right? If we were sitting in a room together in a building and all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off, boom, it's like our brain is like into survival. That's what the brain is all about. It's like we got to get out of here. And what does it do to the heart rate? And what does it do to the breathing? What does it do as far as your focus? We got to find a door and get out. So we go running outside, and then we find out it's a false fire alarm, right? So we come back and we sit in 15, 20, 30 minutes later. Now, what should the brain tell the heart rate to do and the muscle tension? But the challenge is that the brain has a difficult time telling the difference between a real fire alarm and a false fire alarm and family stress and social stress and financial and job stress. And so the fire alarm is always on. And so the body never gets a chance to come back and recover and recuperate and digest and detox and so forth. So again, the brain tap and the other work that I'm doing is about the neuroplasticity so that the brain can shift gears. So when we need to focus and be alert, we can do that. When we need to get in the flow, we can get in the flow. When we need to sleep, we can sleep. And all of those different brainwave patterns have their place and have their functions. But that's why it helps. And so that's bringing the brain back to balance, because these days there's all these stressors trying to throw us off course and trying to come back and stay in balance. You know, it used to be the point of homeostasis, a point of balance. But now the term is allostasis, which is the process of regaining balance, right? It's like the rocket ship going to the moon. You say 98% of the time it's off course, and so we're always coming back correct there.
So this regain your zest for life, this 3 days will help people with that. That's amazing because I think people are going through a lot of change right now, and I feel like the universe is forcing us to meet ourselves and make changes. And then there are people with midlife, whether divorce or things, loss of family members, things that bring us down. So it can be hard to regain that zest for life and hang on to it. So that's so what are the dates on that? The zest, regain your
Those are
zest for
yet to
life, the
be.
3-day challenge.
Yeah, I haven't set the dates. It's probably going to be the middle of January. Probably I
Okay,
should do
that's
it
great.
now. Okay, so I'm going to go January 15th. I don't know what day, but you just got me to set the date for that. So
Okay, great. I'll check real quick. Does it matter what day of the week?
I'm looking for a Tuesday or Wednesday to get things going.
January 15th is a Thursday.
So let's go to the 13th. January 13th is
Okay,
when my challenge
January
will be.
13th, and 15th. That'll be those 3 days.
Yes.
And is that live with you?
Yes. Yep. Those will be live. Those will
Fantastic.
be free. Not selling anything. It's just
Okay,
some
I am
information.
challenging myself. I'm committing. I will be there on January 13th.
Yeah, it'll be about an hour and a half each night.
Hour and a half in
Six
the
o'clock.
evenings.
Yeah, 6 o'clock Mountain Time.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I've done a few of them before. And November 1st was my first anniversary of practice. And I'm more excited. I'm more passionate than ever because these things I'm working with are just, like you mentioned, life changing. I mean, it is so exciting with all the stress and the challenges, and I'm going to say suffering that people are dealing with, to be able to have things that can be able to help them and naturally. And the term biohack is more popular, but we can help people get faster results in a safe way. Just weight loss as an example. But there are other things, this laser, this Invisared laser that helps flip the switch, if you will. Some of this stress, it's like blowing the circuits out. And so the laser helps. I work with peptides and weight loss, but anxiety and depression and, different joint and wound healing with the peptides, which is fascinating. Cold laser, the emotional release work. And I just got certified with a cranial facial release, which is, we have 22 bones in the head and they should all be moving as we breathe, right? Those cranial bones, but due to traumas and stress and so forth, those bones in the head get all locked up. And it interferes with the cerebral spinal fluid, which brings nutrients to the brain and the nervous system and gets rid of the waste products. But when that gets stagnated, that has a direct impact as to how the brain functions, which impacts how the rest of the body is functioning. And so that's an area that I work with that ties in beautifully with the brain tap, so that you're working from the physiological and the brainwave aspect, but then from the anatomical and the structural aspect to actually open up those sutures and restore normal function, structure function, right? Structure, if everything's in the right place, it works right. If things are not in the right place, they don't work right. So this
So when
craniofacial
you,
release work. Yeah.
that's amazing. So when you start with the foundation with everyone, do you start with the brain?
Yes. Yeah, with
Okay.
brain
So
tap, we have a
everything, I'm
techno,
hearing from you, everything starts with what's happening with the brain.
right? 80% of our nervous
I
system
know
is
that's,
above
of
the neck.
course, that's some aha moments for some of us. I know for you, that's like, of course, everything starts with the brain. But, because we want to lose weight first. Oh, then if I lose 10 pounds, then I can start exercising. Or, people's thinking kind of starts with the physical, which the brain is very physical, but it's, not
It's
the
everything,
first place we,
right? I mean,
yeah, but it is everything.
mental
Yeah.
and emotional and spiritual and chemical. I mean, it's all of that together. Because 80% of the nervous system is up here, whereas 20% is here. So, for example, a lot of chiropractors will work from here down, but they're not working with 80%, right? And so that's why it's so exciting. And that's, yeah, it's exciting to bring new ideas and information to people because it's just mind-boggling. And when you start making changes, it's a whole new world. Like you mentioned,
Yeah.
doing the brain tap, it changes
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah. It does. The brain work. That's amazing. Okay, well we are definitely gonna I'm gonna be there on January 13th, 14th, 15th to regain my zest for life. Although
Yeah,
I
right.
have been regaining it, and I'm in the mountains right now near you, so we've got some snow going. So you'll be out on the ski slopes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to be using my brain tap and using my brain program, because that's
That's
exciting because
amazing.
again, yeah, it helps to put the brain into the flow state. People talk about meditation. A couple of things about meditation is that, or at least let's just say with the brain tap, the first 3 to 4 minutes of every session works with balancing your right and left hemisphere. Because usually everybody has one side that is more dominant than the other, more analytical, more versus more creative. But usually people have one dominant side. So the first 3 to 4 minutes of a brain tap force the brain to be balanced, right? Using the light and sound to do that. And so, like my ski program is about, a lot of people fight and resist. This is about, oh, you know what? I can work with gravity. Gravity can be my friend. The undulations, the rolls and things, the different snow conditions, and using that different perspective to look at it to go, this is my friend. Moguls, right? People look at moguls and go, oh my God, this is no. And I'm going, no, moguls are your friend.
Avoid
They can
that
help
run.
you get down them, right? So that's what the program is about, and each different section is about using that perspective, but also putting the brain into those alpha waves and into that flow state.
And is it all working with the subconscious or both? The subconscious piece of the brain would tell us the difference between the subconscious and the conscious. Are they both
Right,
part of the
right.
brain?
Right, which is interesting because, like with the emotional release work that we do, there's for this conversation, there's three brains. There's the brainstem that keeps us alive when we're in a coma, keeps our heart beating, and so forth. Right. The neocortex is what most people think of as far as the brain, and that deals with conscious reasoning and understanding and logic. And then the subconscious brain works with the midbrain or the limbic system, the hippocampus, the amygdala, and so forth. According to my studies, the subconscious emotions are driving the bus 95% of the time. We think we know what we're doing with the conscious brain, but again, talk therapy is going to be working with that 5%, that conscious brain. So the neuroemotional technique that I work with, the brain tap, the laser, the cold laser, all right, and all of that works to energize, if you will, and get those areas functioning optimally so that they can work with. So yes, in the brain tap, because you have binaural beats and isochronic tones, but you also have light for the eyes, you have music, and you have guided imagery. So the ski programs are going to have the guided imagery using NLP techniques to stimulate the brain, right? To encourage the brain to get into that. And again, it's a conditioning, like you mentioned. I mean, some people see results right away. Some people it takes some time because
And for
let's just
those
use
that don't know
weightlifting.
what NLP is, neuro linguistic programming. So I hear
Certain
so
words,
much about that.
right? That help us focus on certain things. It's like if someone says to you, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" You're like, "Oh, I'm okay." Or you could go, "Hey, I'm great." Those words have a different impact as to what your brain is hearing or saying or doing, and changes your whole how your body's functioning.
Got
Yeah.
it. Amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. This is a lot of information, and we'll let everyone take that in. We will be at the Regain Your Zest for Life with you, complimentary for free, 3 days free with Dr. Lankering, January 13th, 14th, 15th in the evenings. And you can sign up at lankeringchiropractic.com, correct?
Actually, regain your zest for life. Calm.
Okay, regainyourzestforlife.com. I will put that link below for everyone. I will put the link to your website and we'll put the link to the 30-day brain tap free trial. Dr. Lankering, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
Well, I think, a couple of other areas that I talk about, is the nutrition and the detox. And we're living in just a toxic world these days. And a lot of information that I've been working with, I've been on other podcasts presenting about microplastics. And the nutritional company that I work with, we do have a product that's the only product that will actually dissolve. We have a blood test where you can do a pre and post. But these microplastics are amazing in that we ingest the equivalent of a credit card per week. A credit
Wow.
card per
Oh
week.
my
And
gosh.
we,
Of
yeah,
plastics from our food and drinks,
and air. A lot of it just comes from the air,
breathing. Wow.
right? And just breathing. And then we have the equivalent of a plastic spoon in our brain. So they did studies and they find that people who have died with dementia have 7 to 30 times the amount of microplastics in their brain versus people who don't. It used to be that we could detox, detox in the spring, detox in the fall. Okay, you get your detox going on. We can't do that anymore, right? We have heavy metals, we have environmental toxins, and these microplastics are just wreaking havoc. They're endocrine disruptors, which mean they affect your hormones. One of the biggest areas, we're talking about weight loss, but there are so many factors that go into weight issues. But these microplastics, which are hormone disruptors, play a big role in what's going on. And so detoxifying from those, is critical. If you wouldn't throw dirt in the gas tank of your car, right, and expect it to run very well.
Or
So,
plastic.
or plastic, and we're hearing more and more, the conversation about health is changing about, processed and ultra processed foods. And, our best shot is at taking or is about eating organic. And people say, well, organic, well, we got to make it our best. That's the best that we have. But just getting away from ultra processed foods, people lose a lot of weight because of not taking in those toxins, which just disrupt the whole balance in the body, which leads again into nutrition, right? And the different types of foods to be eating. The nutritional company that I work with are all concentrated whole foods. They're organically sourced. The main thing is that they're pre-digested through a fermentation process, so they're about 300% more absorbable because a lot of these corporations, these big industrial corporations, are buying up the industrial or the nutritional companies. And nutritional companies that used to be good now have these synthetic ingredients in them which are making them toxic. Just as an example, vitamin B12, you can look on the label. If it says cyanocobalamin, well, what's a poison that sounds like cyano? Cyanide.
Cyanide.
They're making these vitamins with cyanide for crying out loud, right? Whereas if you look at the
Now, is
natural
that for
methyl,
preservative reason? Is like,
it's a
why would
cheaper
they?
product. It's a cheaper product that they can get away with doing it. Versus methylcobalamin is going to be the natural version of looking at
So
it.
it's synthetic that gives the same results, but it's synthetic. And it's obviously
But,
has other effects though.
well, it doesn't quite really give the same effects. It actually, will have a negative effect on the body versus a healthy effect.
Why would they put
So
it in there? Why
it's
they're
cheaper.
putting
They
it?
can make more money. We saw through COVID that these pharmaceutical and big corporations are not concerned about our health, right? They're concerned about profit. So they can get away with saying we can put cyanocobalamin in, oh, by the way, that's B12. Well, it's the synthetic B12 versus the
Okay.
methylcobalamin.
So it's man-made B12. So it is giving the B12 effect, but it's toxic.
Right. And synthetic, like a drug, forces the body to react versus a natural. Say if you eat an
Oh,
apple,
okay, right. If you took
your
natural B.
body's going to, right, your body's just going to take what nutrients it needs and gets rid of the rest.
So just for the
So,
audience, review what B12 should do for us, if natural B.
right. So the B12 will work as far as like with the nerves, right? And a lot of the B complex, but the B vitamins and B12 just helps as far as your nerve function is concerned, helps to stabilize it, I think might be a good way to say it. Um, so
Aren't
yeah,
people
so
using
B,
it for energy though?
yes, well, all of these things, right? Like when I call myself a bioenergetic chiropractor, brain-based bioenergetic chiropractor, I think we addressed the brain-based, but bioenergetic, right? Bio means life, biology, study of life, biography, story of life, right? Energetic means energy. So it's all about optimizing your life energy, right? And I work with the bases where it's like a baseball field. Home plate is physical or structural stress. First base is mental and emotional stress. Second base are toxins. Third base is biochemical nutritional. All these imbalances or deficiencies suppress your life energy, right? They're stressors and they suppress it. So as I help people, and that's the foundational health that I work with, address the different bases, it's like peeling the layers off. Now your life energy, you have a higher frequency, and now you're optimizing your life energy, right? And so that's what it's all about. And the toxins and emotional stress and physical stress suppress your life energy. I'm working to help people peel those layers off, optimize the full expression of your life energy.
That's
Resonate
wonderful.
at a higher frequency of energy, and that's what it's all about, right? It's all about
Yeah, and
energy.
thank you for your dedication because after 40 years and you're still excited, that's very inspiring. And I think you walk the talk. That is why you are still excited and love what you're doing and love helping people. And thank you for that little encore about B12 and our energy, and just reminding everyone to read the labels and make sure you're getting a natural, whatever you're taking or eating, that it's natural rather than synthetic.
Yeah,
That's
I'm going to finish off one quick thing with reading the labels. Three
okay.
ingredients are great. 3 to 6 ingredients, okay. More than 6 ingredients, questionable.
Keep going down the line. Look for the three, the less ingredients, the more holistic. Thank you so much. We look forward to getting the new Brain Tap program and the Regain Your Zest for Life. January 13th starts. That's free. We're going to put links below, and I encourage our audience to call and work with Dr. Lankering. He's helped me a lot, many other thousands and thousands of other people. So thank you so much, Dr. Lankering, for joining us on Soulstream Media, and I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you in person soon.
Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Take care,
And
everybody.
thanks for everyone that's listening for tuning in, and please subscribe and share this podcast with anyone you think would appreciate it. Thank you.